hard shell tacos.
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 A somber occasion. Well, let's do the intro shenanigans first, I guess. Hard shell tacos. Mm-hmm. We are here. It's been a little bit, but unfortunate news. So let's just get right into it. Lily, you've been off the map a little bit.
Well, yeah, I'm gonna try not to cry as much as I have been the last couple of weeks, but never mind.
Your dog Brea, right?
Yeah, my dog Brea. She unfortunately passed on.
Yeah, you were talking to me when it happened, and it's pretty sudden.
Yeah, she passed away on March 4th, on Monday. I got her ashes back on March 9th, which was my dad's birthday. The day before, we were scheduled to do our episode, but unfortunately she had started having issues. She was fine pretty much all day Sunday. She was just her happy little arthritic puppy self. And then just in the evening, after I had let her inside from being outside, she just started throwing up. The second time she threw up, her back legs kind of gave out. She wailed. She never, one thing about Brea, she never let you know when she was in pain. But this time she wailed in agony, and it's something that I'll never be able to forget. And she just collapsed in my arms. So I just had to keep her comfortable throughout the night. I had this big circular cushion in my room. I laid her down in it. She was trying to kind of get herself up throughout the night because she threw up just continuously throughout the night. She was very weak. At one point, she just had a blank stare in her eyes. I didn't think she was going to make it through the night, but my dog was just as stubborn as I am and resilient, that she continued to try to, fight whatever it was that she was dealing with. So Monday, I took her to the vet. She had tried to get herself up because she needed to go to the bathroom, but she had to get carried outside. I let her lay in the grass outside. Spent some time with her. My other two dogs, throughout the night, just did not leave her side or her watch. My husky Aria stayed with her the whole night. Next to her, my dog Zeus just kept his eyes on her from the bed all night. But I think they knew what was happening. I took her to the vet, and they had her on oxygen. They were giving her stuff to hydrate her, and they did blood work and x-rays. I found out she was very anemic, and then I found out that she had a massive cancerous mass on her spleen. Her brother Chino passed away 4 years before she did. They suspected he had cancer as well, just because of how quickly he went and lost weight. They did kind of give me some options for her, but they let me know that because of her age and just how bad she was, that the outcome was gonna be the same no matter what I did. So in that moment, I made the decision to say my goodbye to her. So I stayed with her for a while before I even let them come in to do all that. I played her favorite song that she always perked up to. I cuddled with her. She actually gave me some kisses for the last time, which I will always cherish because she just did not have any energy to do any of that. But she gave me some kisses. And I just told her how much I loved her. And just thanked her for being with me for 14 years. She was my best friend. She was my heart dog. She was my first, fur baby. She was with me through a lot of stuff. And I'm just thankful that I got to spend this much of a time with her. And I said my goodbyes. I got her paw prints. I'm gonna get her paw print tattooed on my other forearm like I do her brother Chino. I got her cremated. And I got her back on Saturday, and I just put her next to her brother, on top of her blanket. I have a blanket of hers that she's had since she was 9 weeks old. I brought her home in this blanket, and she loved this blanket. I am still debating if I want to turn it into like a stuffed animal because I was, cuddling with it every night. But I just have it where I have her and Chino. My other two dogs have been grieving as well. My dog Zeus lays where she used to kind of lay out in the sun in the backyard. He lays on her spot on the bed. He lays on her pile of blankets on my couch that still smell like her. I don't want to wash any of her stuff. But they miss her just as much as I miss her. But yeah, that's why we've kind of been away. I miss her every day. But I know that she and her brother are together now, and I know that they're still with me in spirit, but it's just still not the same,
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, she was the best dog. She was the best dog. She helped raise my cat Weasley when I brought him home. She thought she gave birth to that cat. That was her baby. And he kind of looks for her sometimes too. But I know that her and her brother are still with me. And I don't think I'll ever forget either of them, But yeah, Brea was my everything. And now she's gone. That's all I want to say. Yeah.
I don't think our little ones ever leave us.
I don't think so either. I know she's still with me, but it's just not the same.
Yeah.
And the fact of her physical presence. And it's just so crazy just how quickly everything just went downhill because she still acted like a puppy.
We had been even talking about her, like with her advanced age, how she was still relatively pretty active.
Yeah, she was jumping off the couch and like running. She had a stiff little run, She was very peppy and just amazing. I was, jokingly saying that I wanted to have a quinceañera for her. Her birthday
that's right.
Is in May. She would have been 15, May 22nd. I wanted to make this big ordeal for her. But she had, I guess, other plans. But yeah, she's still very lively. And like I said, that whole day, Sunday, she was fine. She was perfectly fine. Everything was fine. And then it just, out of nowhere, You know, she just completely kind of fell apart.
Yeah,
It was very.
when you sent me the first message about how she was like falling ill really suddenly, I had a really bad feeling about it just immediately. Like,
Yeah.
fuck,
Yeah.
man, 14 going on 15. This
Yep.
can't be good.
Yeah, and she was the last one in her litter to have been alive. One of her sisters passed a month before her, and Brea was the runt of her litter. So I just always thought I knew she would outlive them all, but I thought she had more time, but she didn't. But like I said, she never showed that she was in any kind of pain. She never showed, like, since she was a puppy, she never showed when she was hurt. You know, her brother did, but she was just a very strong-willed girl. I guess she was a lot like me in a sense. But yeah, I'm thankful for having her as long as I did. I just wish we could have had even more time.
Yeah, it's the conundrum. Like, we get pets knowing that they're not going to live nearly as long as we do.
Yeah.
I guess except parrots or whatever, birds, but
Yeah.
but like rats, for example, are really you invest in them emotionally very quickly because they're very emotionally aware and they become attached to you, and the lifespan is 2 to 3 years, and then
my hedgehog and guinea pig are the same way. They don't have a very long life expectancy. My cats, I'm like, please live till you're 20.
Yeah, cats can go up to 20.
Yeah. Like my cat Weasley, you know, him and I are he's like my soul cat. And he's the oldest one in my household among the pets. And I'm just like, I want to make sure you stay. I wish I could make all my animals stay alive for as long as I have, for as long as I'm alive, but I know it's not a possibility.
One thing that I've noticed is dental issues or dental hygiene. That helps a lot, and I know just from all of my interactions with vets, various parts of I guess my city, but all of the various vets and technicians that I've spoken to, something not even, I think it's something up to like 95% or probably higher percent of pet owners don't take care of their pets' teeth.
Yeah.
Like, that's the entrance to their bodies, dude. Like, you have to take
I
care
mean,
of
it's the same
for us.
It's the same for us as human beings too. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. So genetics do play a role in some stuff like that, but yeah. Brea's teeth were fine too. She had all of them.
Yeah.
Which was nuts. Like, yeah, she had all her teeth still.
Maggie's still doing good with her teeth. I don't brush them as often as I should, but I still do.
Yeah.
My other dog, Linus, I got him. He was a backyard breeder situation.
Gotcha.
So, like, for the uninitiated, so breeders typically have pedigree or like genealogy of the animals.
Yeah, my dogs had that.
Yeah.
My dogs had that.
So, for example, Maggie, I have the documentation for her, the male, the sire, going back 5 generations, and then the mother was 4. So that there is no inbreeding, but with backyard breeders, you tend to have quite a bit of inbreeding, and that breeds in a lot of sickness. Like, beagles are prone to epilepsy, and that's happens a lot in backyard breeder situations. And Linus, unfortunately, he had epilepsy.
Yeah. My dogs came from, like Chino and Brea came from a reputable breeder.
Yeah.
One of my friends had their uncle, and he's the reason that I fell in love with the breed, which is American Staffordshire Terriers.
Staffies.
They're cousins to the pit bull.
Yeah.
They're cousins to the pit bull breeds, but they're not like pit bulls are more mixed now than, just a set.
Yeah, pits and staffies
whatever.
look very different now.
Yeah, but they are, somewhat related. Their ancestry is kind of the same, except the Amstaffs have more of a consistent breeding, as in pit bulls, they get mixed up. But I got mine from my friend's breeder that had their uncle and they had their half sister. But their uncle was the one that did it for me because he was just this big meat head of a fucking dog.
Sounds exactly like a staff.
Yeah, he was just a big old weirdo, playful boy, and the boys of that breed, they're just whiny, crying fucking dogs. Chino cried a lot too, but he was just so playful and sweet, and he was just a big meathead who loved to swim. So I fell in love with the breed, and then they happened to tell me like a couple months later that their breeder was going to have a new litter. So they kind of kept me in touch, and I was like, yes, I want a dog. And then once they were born, because they're AKC registered, mine were AKC registered. That litter that Brea and Chino came with a lot of all white puppies. And within the AKC standards, those are not up to the standards. They have to have like 80% of them has to be like brown or black or whatever. They can't all be white. So she had a lot of free puppies, like pet puppies.
Mm-hmm.
So they let me know. My ex at the time and I, we went, to go. She had picked, the breeder had picked Brea for me, and which I'm glad she did. Brea was picked for me because she was the runt of her litter. She had the most attitude and personality of her litter mates, as all runt puppies do.
Yeah, Maggie was the runt, and she's like that too.
Yeah, she was the queen bee of that of everything. She was my queen. I called her Queen Bee. But her siblings wouldn't really play with her because, she had the most attitude. But I remember meeting her, and she just looked like a little chihuahua, like a little chihuahua dog when I got her. I did meet Chino as well, when he was a puppy, and he was a very mischievous dog. He was trying to change the TV, and just this chunky little dog. I got to meet Brea's great-grandmother dog, who was 16. She passed 2 weeks after I got Brea, but she had this, just little excitable, youthful personality to her. But I got Brea first at 9 weeks old, and she kept me on my toes for a while, and then I think it was 8 months later, she had separation anxiety problems and was very destructive when she was bored. And I didn't start crate training her right away, but I realized after she was destroying my apartment, I'm like, you need a friend and you need a crate, because it's going to be very expensive repairs in this apartment.
Not sustainable.
Fuck, I had to pay quite a bit though. She fucked up a lot of stuff in that apartment. But I got her, 8 months later, and they were the complete opposite. Chino was very calm, very skittish. Everything terrified him except for lightning. He loved women. He loved black women. He would cry, for women whenever we would walk them and stuff. He was a ladies' man, but he was just terrified of everything. And Brea, she was just my fearless girl. you know, she was very hyperactive to where other dogs didn't want to play with her because she was too much. But her brother, he dealt with it. He was like, "This is my sister." They were they were each other's like yin and yang, but they were inseparable. But yeah, this breed is an amazing breed. You know, I joined some organizations out here in Austin that advocated for any of the bully breeds, and that's actually who I got my dog Zeus from. Was from that rescue organization. They're called Lovable. Here in Austin, Texas. They are amazing. They actually helped get my dogs microchipped in their vaccines. They got Chino neutered. And we went to all of their like events and stuff, and we were always advocating for this breed because, you know, they get such a horrible reputation. But they're just the best dogs. I don't think I can't say that now because I have a husky, but they are my absolute favorite breed. All of the bully breeds I adore. And I'm just grateful that I got to have two of them in my life for as long as I did. And my dog Zeus is half American Staffordshire, half Husky. So he's a good mix of both breeds. But yeah, that's just how my little story of Brea. And they also, both her and her brother never even heard a fly either. They loved kids. They helped an injured bird once in our backyard get through the fence. Yeah, they're both the best. Yeah, and then Brea was just a social butterfly. She loved people. She loved babies. She loved other animals. She was just such a great dog. I don't think I'll ever find another like her. That's all.
I think one of my favorite Linus stories, he had a huge attitude problem. It took a lot to correct it. But he was a beagle. I got him, I think it was like his third rescue because they couldn't, he had too much of a problem fighting and like losing. So that was a bit of an issue.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So he was getting bounced around. And so I picked him out. I honestly don't know why. Like he was giving me attitude when I went to get him.
Yeah.
But still, I gave him a chance anyway. I don't know why. I was like, man, I don't know. Just I have a good feeling about this. And
yeah.
So I took him home. It was rough for quite a while. It took a lot. Unfortunately, anybody, if you still believe in like that alpha male bullshit, please correct yourself because you're fucking wrong. Unfortunately, though, for Linus, it was kind of like that. I want to emphasize, I did not hurt him, but he had to be defeated in combat. That's how you earn his respect. So
yeah,
I didn't hurt him. I would just pin him down and then like kind of like get in his face a little bit, like, you really want to keep fighting me? And yeah, he eventually figured it out. So
I mean, Brea was the same way too. She is a very dominant dog.
Yeah.
She one of our aunts had a dog named Lucky because I moved back home at one point with my dogs, and the only fight she's ever been with was with that dog, but she didn't really fight the dog. I was gonna let them outside, so I told my mom to put the dog's Lucky somewhere else because he hated other dogs. You know, he would want to fucking fight other dogs. And my mom thought she shut the door to the laundry room. When I let my dogs out, he was right there before I let them out. Brea was standing over his neck. Chino was just running off scared because he was a fucking chicken shit. He was such a weenie. God, this dog. But Brea, like, she was always sweet with other dogs, but because she sensed that that dog was going to harm me, she was over his neck, like, ready to take this dog out. She's like, "You make that move."
Yeah.
And I saw what she was going to do to this dog. I'm like, she's going to kill this dog. So I immediately snatched her inside, put her in her crate, and then our aunt's dog ran off after Chino. My mom and our other two aunts had to run to like separate the two dogs. My mom fell trying to get Chino. And then one of our aunts had the other dog by the scruff to hold him down until I could get Chino back inside. And as soon as he crossed, Lucky was the other dog's name, like he kind of escaped our aunt's thing and almost got Chino. But the whole time Brea was trying to get back outside. She had to defend not only me, but now her brother. But since that incident had happened, like, she really could not be around other dominant dogs. She was fine with every dog in the world up until that moment. So I had to make sure, like, if I was taking her to the dog park or her meeting other dogs, I had to warn people. I'm like, and ask them, is your dog a dominant dog? Because she doesn't do well, and it won't, I had to protect their reputation because they're,
Right.
Bully breeds are seen as fucking. But Brea was always just like, she had attitude. It was her way or the highway. She was very hyper. So with me, to assert my dominance, especially with bully breeds, you have to be firm with those dogs.
Yes.
You have to. I really, before I even got this breed, I did what you're supposed to do with getting any animal and research.
Yeah.
Research everything. And that's why, like, anytime I hear people getting these dogs that I know, I give them a long lecture. I'm like, I don't care. You really need to be prepared for what you're getting yourself into, because you can't have them in apartments. You can't have them in rental homes. I, of course, did, and I lied through my teeth about their, breed. And I would have the vets give me paperwork with a different breed to be like, here, my dogs are this, because there's people who just rehome their dogs when they can't
It doesn't work out.
bring them with them. And I'm like, that's not the case with me. I made a commitment to the breeder that gave me these dogs that I would have them until their last breath. And I made that commitment and I stuck through it. But I really researched this dog to prepare myself for what I was going to get myself into. And Brea kept me on my toes, but there's times where I had to assert my dominance with her, and all I had to do was just put her on her back.
Yeah.
and that's it. And she hated it. She would fight and like do this weird Chewbacca sound.
Yeah, that's what Linus would do. He would make that same sound.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
man.
And I'm like, too bad. And she was a brat though. I spoiled the shit out of this dog, or both of them. She loved blankets. She was a hoarder of blankets. She wanted them all to herself. She wanted to be underneath them, make a fucking nest out of them. If she wanted attention, she would cry at you. And she knew up until the day she passed that cry that she would do, she'd get her way. It broke my heart every time she did this cry. And I'm like, she's going to fucking get whatever she wants. And she knew that. So she used that cry quite a bit, especially over these last few years with treats. She's a very smart dog, though, too. She knew how to shake. She knew how to high five. She knew how to lay down, crawl, spin. She was awesome. And her bark was scarier than her brother's too. But yeah, this breed, if you ever plan on getting a pit bull type dog or a bully breed type dog, reach out to me. I will give you all of the information and training that I did with my dogs. And they were just the best, well-mannered dogs. I mean, Brea was excitable, but that was part of her personality. So I'm like, y'all need to deal with that.
That was not my experience with the two bully breeds that I've had.
No,
No, but I don't
mean
blame the
when
whole breed like other fucking morons.
hmm
I know it's just
yeah,
something was up with these in particular.
it all really falls down to how they're raised.
Yeah,
Because with this breed, they are so eager to please that they will do anything to appease you.
yeah,
So, of course, if these people grab this breed to teach them to guard your house or like fucking fight other dogs or be just, killers, then yes,
that's what they're
the
gonna
dog
do.
is going to do. And that's with any dog,
Yeah,
it all falls down to the owner. And I really, I think Chino was my biggest struggle because when I got him, I think he got bullied by his other siblings. But like when I got him, he was with another one of his brothers who was very hyperactive like Brea, and I'm like, I need to get the complete opposite of what Brea is because that's going to be a lot of fighting. But when I got him, he was terrified of everything. He was terrified of everything. So I had to do like baby steps with him on everything I was trying to do. And there would be times where we would take 20 steps forward only to take 20 steps backwards. And I would have to start all over with him. But it really, with any dog, like you need to research the breed that you're getting. And you need to be sure of yourself that you can handle whatever this breed is,
yeah,
and you need to put in the effort of training. That's really my biggest thing. Put in that effort to train your dog or take him to get trained somewhere, because otherwise you're just going to have a fucking chaotic, crazed animal. You need to put in that time and devote that time and continue to devote the time into the training and obedience and all of that stuff. Like my huskies are, oh Lord, I didn't know what I was getting myself into with this dog, but golly, she reminds me of Brea, but like times 20. She's something else. She's a very stubborn dog, but she listens to me though, which is the good thing. But she is a work in progress. But yeah, that's my whole rant on dogs and training. But yeah, do your research.
yeah,
For
yeah,
sure.
yeah. When I picked up my beagle, they told me the same thing. Like, do you understand that this is a hunting dog? I'm like, yes, I do. Are you going to take her hunting? No, I'm not. Then what alternatives do you have to that kind of enrichment that she needs? Because that's her instinct. Like, yeah, I have stuff lined up. I've told them like the different things that I was going to be doing with her. I just would take her out to sniff different things, and that was really it.
Yeah.
That's just space and being able to run after a scent, and then not worrying about anything else like coming to hurt her or attack her or anything like that. Like she needs to follow a scent to whatever it is.
And that's how it is with Arya. She's the husky. This breed is very prey driven.
Yeah, prey driven dogs.
She's already killed a bird or maybe two. I don't know. She always tries to hunt the birds and the squirrels. And they love to run. They will run at any moment. Like, and anytime I take her outside, like she runs laps. And I'm thankful that I have a massive backyard for her to run around in and get into shit and all this stuff. But her prey drive it's there. And she's already killed a bird. I'm sure she's killed more. She's trying to hunt the squirrel that comes into my backyard. But I knew that getting this dog, I was like, they're more closely related to wolves than any of the other dog breeds.
Yeah, you could crossbreed a husky with a wolf and get him Malamute.
Yeah. And that prey drive is huge on this dog.
All right, so if you don't know what prey drive is, just in case for the uninitiated, imagine the dog from the movie Up. Like every like 2 minutes, it's like squirrel. You know, it just stops everything that it's doing and looks at the squirrel. It's like that, except actually chasing it as well.
Mm-hmm.
So
it's almost like ADD watching. Yeah. It's crazy. Like I look at Ari and I'm like, you're an ADHD dog, because she'll go outside and then she just gets distracted by anything that moves, you know, out in the backyard, and she will not stop until she like catches it or finds the scent. And yeah, just like the dog from Up, it's like, what? Bird, squirrel, lizard, a bug, like.
All right, I wanted to bring up we talked about it previously, the subreddit Random Acts of Cards. If you're not on it yet, I recommend going there. People will make it rain with encouragement and like their own stories of pets that they used to have. I'm certain that you will get somewhere in the neighborhood of 20 at least. Mm-hmm. That would probably be the floor.
You need to send me the link to that one.
Yeah, I will.
Yeah.
All right, so we kind of definitely got pretty sidetracked there, but I want to finish with just my favorite Linus story. So this was after we had done our little fucking fights, fights is a strong word, but you know, he would get an attitude problem. I'd have to pin him down and be like, you're not, like, I'm the big dog here, so cut it out. And eventually it got to the point, he just was really lovely after that. To me, but not to anyone else. It was really shitty. It was really unfortunate. I really tried to break that out of him, but it wasn't as easy as I thought it would be. But I was walking him and Maggie. Maggie's a little bit more docile. She's a little bit more submissive. So I'm walking through my neighborhood, and just out of nowhere, massive pit bull is running at us. Maggie kind of cowers next to me, and I try to step in front, like, the dog, I'm going to intercept the dog. And as the dog is running at me, who else but the underdog, Linus, steps in front of me, squares up with a pit bull that's like 3 times his size, and like they start just a second of fighting, and I just break him up. Like I had to boot the big old dog. Like I didn't kick it, I just put my foot and pushed it. But you know what I mean. Like I broke them up because like the pit bull owner was on his way. It's not the pit bull's fault. Like they're both male dogs, and they're trying to assert dominance, and it's just that Linus is a fucking idiot. That was kind of his problem. But yeah. That's one of my favorite memories of him, is after we, settled the hierarchy, so to speak. He was a loyal soldier, pretty much. It was great. So, I found this painting. Can you see the screen?
Yes, I can.
Okay, so I found this painting, and let me get the title of it, because the title is important to what it is.
Gotcha.
Okay, so it's called Jesus Fucking Christ, My Head Hurts. And it's
I like that title.
Migraine in visual form is how it's described. What do you think as you're looking at this?
As someone who does suffer from migraines, 100%.
All right. So obviously this is an audio format, so this will be posted with I'll tag the artist and everything. So if you want to go check out more of her stuff, she's pretty talented. Very nice person too.
Yeah, that's a very good description of a migraine.
Jesus fucking Christ, my head hurts.
Yep, that's exactly what I say when I get one, actually. Yeah. Or I'll be like, Jesus fucking Christ, I cannot fucking see,
Yeah.
There's, like, I inherited my migraines from my mother, who inherited them from her mother, so they are genetic. The type of migraine that we all had, it's a rare type of migraine. It's called a hemiplegic migraine. Medication is very hard to find for that type of migraine, as the symptoms resemble those of a stroke.
What?
Which is just, yes.
That's fucking terrifying.
My migraines, yes. So, like, with me, I know my triggers. My triggers are rainy weather. Like, anytime the barometric pressure changes, I feel it. If it's going to rain in a couple days, I will feel it and I will get a migraine. Hormonal changes, of course, go with that. Strong scents like perfumes and colognes or whatever the fucking candles and stuff, I can't be around. Like with these migraines, like my symptoms, they kind of vary with people. But with mine, my whatever side of my face it's on, I'll start getting tingling sensations. That's when I know I'm about to get hit with a migraine and I need to fucking like put some kind of medication into my body quickly. Doesn't always help. Like I said, it's hard to find anything that works. And then usually for me, after the tingling sensation on whatever side of the face it's on, my face will just go completely numb on that side. I will lose vision in that eye. And there's only been like 2 instances where the entire side of my body up until my foot goes numb and my face droops. That's only happened like 2 or 3 times in my lifetime, thank God. And thankfully, I haven't gotten them as much. But yeah, they are closely related to stroke symptoms. So like I sometimes will freak out. I'm like, is it really a migraine or is it a stroke? Like, I've already had some strokes. Like, I don't know. But one of the last times it happened where I couldn't feel the entire side of my body was when I was a massage therapist. I was in the middle of a session and I started to feel the migraine come up, you know, and then like the entire, I think it was the left side of or right side of my face went numb and my mouth drooped on that side. And then I couldn't feel my hand. So I had to cancel the rest of my day. And I had to, like, people are like, what is wrong with your face? And I'm like, what do you mean? What's wrong with my face? And they're like, your lip is very droopy. Like, you're droopy on one side. So I had to go to the emergency. They had to give me, it's called a migraine cocktail. It's like a combination of medicines through IV. One of them is, in fact, Benadryl. And I felt better within a few hours. So now when I get them, I take quite a bit of ibuprofen and I mix it with Benadryl because that's what they give you in the hospital is Benadryl is one of them. And it kind of helps. By like the next day or 2, I'm a little bit better. But that picture, yeah, represents it very well. Especially, yeah, it represents it very well. I'm like, I kind of want to purchase this painting.
I'll ask her if she sells, if she would like to.
Yeah, I would probably buy that.
So, okay, with that, I have one more Twilight movie left.
Okay.
I've seen.
It's the last one, right?
Yeah. So at where I'm at, Bella gave birth. Is it birth? I don't know. Cause is it the baby even alive? I don't know. We don't know anything yet. And then.
Okay. I'm not gonna ruin it. I was about to ruin some stuff for you. Okay.
She dies on the delivery little table or whatever that she was on.
Yeah.
And then the last scene is like she opens her eyes again after Edward is really trying to bring her back. So that's where I'm at. Bella's now a vampire.
You need to get to the last one because there's some memes. Oh my god. There's some memes waiting. I will have to find them all and wait for you to watch the last one, and I'll send them to you. Oh my god. Yeah, I'm not going to ruin it for you. So whenever you see the last one, let me know.
Yes. Some observations up to this point. I think it was the third movie where they're hiding in a mountain and Bella's freezing cold and Jacob has to warm her up while Edward is like sitting there helpless. You know? So that was an interesting scene, how they were talking at like full volume and she's just sleeping, like nothing's happening. They're talking about her right in front of her and she just continues to sleep. I don't believe it for a second.
Me either.
Then later, so Jacob is convinced that she loves him because of that one time where they hung out for an extended period and it seemed like things were progressing in that direction. But then when it came down to it, she straight up told him, like, I would 10 times out of 10, I'm going to pick him, not you. So what do you want?
Yeah.
And he continues to press the issue. So you're a fucking idiot, number one. I think that's harassment at this point.
Yeah.
Threatening the fucking family with violence and shit. Like, I'm pretty sure you're in the wrong here, champ. So there's that. And then they're standing after the whole, like, the cuddling, getting warm, sleeping, and then them talking. They're standing in the clearing together, and Jacob kind of pushes it, and she says that she does have very strong feelings for him, specifically using the word love. Like, yes, I do, but I knew that if I told you that it would just make things more difficult. Homegirl, that's not the thing that you need to say. You're just going to encourage him. That's all you just did.
Yeah.
You gave him more fuel to continue attacking you, or attacking Edward and the rest of the clan. Holy shit. What a bunch of dumb fucking people. And partly not people. I don't know. I'm using the word people for all of them. They're fucking morons.
Yeah.
So, I kind of... At the same time, though, as dumb as all this shit is, I still want to see how this ends.
Yes.
I'm kind of hooked. I'm kind of hooked. I do want to watch it. I want to watch the last one. And I will probably never watch them again. Because I really do feel like old person now. Because I'm just like, you stupid fucking kids. Are you kidding me right now? Edward, you are a century older than them. How the fuck do you not know better? You should fucking know better than this. Are you kidding me?
Yep.
You are dating a fucking child.
Oh my god.
You are 100 years older than her.
Yep.
Oh my god. Then he fucking gives her the vampire dick, and that was fucking weird. Ugh. God. When they went on their honeymoon and they bang each other.
Oh yeah.
That's God.
That's true.
So, all right, enough of that fucking frustration.
I want to rewatch it again just because it's so freaking ridiculous.
It is very ridiculous. When I was just on 1 and I think 2, I was like, hey, this is this isn't that bad. I don't know what she's talking about. I mean, it's kind of silly. It's like teenager drama. Sure, that is silly, but it's not as bad as you were making it out. Now that I'm up to here,
it's just so corny, right?
This is fucking terrible. The logical the inconsistencies. The shit is just not making sense. Like, I can't suspend disbelief because it's too bad. It's too egregious.
Yeah.
It's like I could watch fucking Harry Potter and that would be a lot more realistic.
Yeah.
Oh,
Harry Potter.
Yeah. The twins should have known that Peter Pettigrew was there the whole time.
Right. So with Harry, since you're going to Harry Potter, one last thing I'll say about Brea is that day that she started throwing up, I was actually putting up a Lego set together of a Patronus. It could either be Harry's or Lupin's, and I was putting that together. I was watching Harry Potter, And it took me, this entire week to finally finish it. But that's what I was doing.
Lupin's Patronus?
Yeah, his is a werewolf.
Oh.
Well, from the Lego set, it's a werewolf.
Okay.
And then,
yeah,
of course
it is.
Harry's is his dad's.
Yeah.
So I did Harry's, of course, but I was in the middle of doing that. I was like almost done with it, and then I couldn't even fucking look at that. I'm like, I'll never be able to look at that Lego set and have like a good memory attached with it, you know. But I finally finished it, and then let me see. I think it was 2 days ago I finished R2D2. I got an R2D2 Lego set. These things are addicting, but they're great for ADHD. And then I just ordered the Hogwarts Castle. It's like a smaller version.
Oh, I was about to say, holy shit! You couldn't have managed that with animals.
It's not the $500 set one, because that thing is massive. I do want to get that one eventually. I got like it's like 170, and it's like a smaller scale. And there's this one that has Hedwig and like a wand, Harry's glasses, and all this stuff. That's probably going to be the next one that I get. I need to put together this glass like display shelf case thing that I have, so that I can put as many of them in there as I can. I think I've done a total of 8 of them so far. But yeah, it's very addicting. I just finished R2D2 like 2 days ago, and I'm like, I need another one.
I don't have the patience for those.
I do. It's great for ADHD. Well, for mine at least. I love building stuff. Like, even if I get a piece of furniture, I want to build it by myself. I enjoy it. It gives me peace. So I'm like, these Lego sets they keep me occupied. And then I have this bouquet one that I did. I think it was like the second one that I did. I have it in a vase, and I put it with Chino and Brea's little remembrance boxes, and I have painted portraits of them with it. So I'm like, you guys can have these flowers. But yeah, that's... Sorry.
No, not at all.
Whole rant about Legos and Harry Potter.
I need another like cheesy or whatever movie series to do next.
Yeah. I still need to go back and watch The Notebook.
Oh, that's right. That's the next one. It's The Notebook.
Yeah.
Ugh.
I have not yet been able to get back into that one.
Make sure you have a fucking garbage can nearby when you throw up.
Right. I mean, I might do what I did the very first time and make my own, commentary or fucking script to keep me laughing, because that's what I had to do in theaters while I'm handing napkins to my 2 friends that are crying their eyes out. I'm like, really?
Yeah, I didn't get it either.
I'm like, I don't know. I don't know about this. This is unrealistic.
Maybe Hunger Games. Since that's another like hit movies.
Yeah,
hit
I was going to suggest. Yeah, I was going to suggest that one too. I want to go back and rewatch those myself. I've only seen. Let's see. I've only seen the first. I saw the first one, and I think the second one, which is Catching Fire.
And then is there 4 or is there 5 of those?
I don't know.
Let me check.
And then there's another one similar to that, the Divergent series.
Okay, so Hunger Games #1. Mockingjay parts 1 and 2, and then Catching Fire is the second one. Okay,
yeah, I just watched the first 2, and then I just couldn't get into the other ones. And I think they released like a newer one recently.
Yeah, the Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes is what I'm saying here.
Yeah.
I don't know who the fuck these people are, so I will have to watch the other ones
Yeah.
first, so I have an idea
Yeah,
of what's going on.
I need to rewatch all of that. And then Divergent, I've always been curious about that too. It's kind of similar-ish, I think. That one I don't think has like 5 movies. I think it's just 3. Let me see.
I've never heard of this.
No,
Divergent,
Divergent.
Insurgent, and Allegiant.
Allegiant.
Is
Yeah,
what
I've
I'm
only
seeing
seen the
here.
first one. Yeah, that's a whole series too.
All right.
I've only seen the first one. I lost track. I'm like, I don't care for this one.
5 factions represent each virtue. Youngsters have to decide if they want to stay in their faction that they were born into or switch, but they can never, once they switch, they can never change again. Oh,
Yeah.
Like, I get it. It feels like, why does it feel so, like, overly done?
Yeah, I don't know. Let's see. So I recently watched I've seen the movie when it came out. It was called The Gentleman. It's by Guy Ritchie. I guess made the movie, and then there's a series on Netflix called The Gentleman. You may like that. I really liked it. I'm like ready for more seasons of that show. And then I started rewatching Bridgerton, the Bridgerton series on Netflix. That show I do like. I'm excited for the 3rd season.
So
in May.
the best review on IMDb, so take it with however much salt you need. But they refer to this as the Guy Ritchie version of Breaking Bad.
Yes.
Is that a good one?
Exactly.
Okay.
Yes. It's really good. I would probably recommend watching the movie first. Like, I watched that movie. The cast is great too. That was such a fucking great movie. That one was released in 2019, the movie, and it has Matthew McConaughey, Charlie Hunnam, Colin Farrell, Hugh Grant, and it's a really good movie. And the show on Netflix is kind of the same premise as the movie, but the show's really fucking good too. I just finished watching that this past week, and I'm ready for more. I'm like, I need more.
Yeah.
Such a good show. And the movie's, really good. I think anything Guy Ritchie does is great.
There's a
I don't think
series
he's made anything
called Red Rising. It's only books at the moment, but that's very similar to Hunger Games and the what was the other? Insurgent, Allegiant, Divergent. That series is
Divergent.
That factions kind of thing. Red Rising is a similar one.
I need to actually read the Harry Potter books still. I have all of them. And I've only ever watched the movies.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, you definitely have to. What the fuck? What?
Yeah,
How have you not?
I don't have the attention span to read.
Do you have the attention span for audiobooks?
No.
Damn it.
Maybe. I mean, I can do podcasts, so I could probably do that, but I mean, I have all the books. I just need to read them. I did read Cursed Child, though, and I like that. So I'm like, okay, let me read these Harry Potter books at some point.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So I know a lot of people didn't like it.
I know the movies, they didn't like the movies because they take a lot out of the books. You know, they don't mimic the books a lot. So I'm like, I need to read the books to see what I'm missing. You know, and I'm sure there's a lot.
It's a lot.
Yeah. Might have to get those out of my garage and start reading.
Where the fuck is it? The Oscars were last weekend.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a huge fucking problem with Sydney Sweeney.
Oh, really?
Do you know who she is?
I know who she is. She's from Euphoria. That's where I know her from.
I've never seen her in anything.
Okay, she's in the show Euphoria. It was on HBO. Yeah, it's a pretty interesting series.
So,
but what happened with her?
That's I've heard all of the story, or like the headlines or whatever that I'm hearing about it, is that how she's dressed. It's a little provocative, whatever. Who cares? But the like the alternative media, like more independent media of like political right-leaning people, is that
oh Jesus Christ, okay,
the way that she's dressed is going to save America from woke culture or something. Like I don't know. That's why I need to see what this is, because I'm
looking up an article on what she wore. She literally wore a same
Angelina
outfit
Jolie.
that Angelina Jolie.
Yeah, 20 years ago.
Yeah. And she was kind of paying homage to her and to Marilyn Monroe.
Makes perfect sense.
So that's why she wore that dress. I don't know what the fuck these right wingers.
I think it's.
I'm thinking.
So knowing that it's that dress, the one that I think, if it's the one I think it is,
it's the white one.
Okay, so yeah, it is. It's what her fucking boobies are showing, where there's a lot of cleavage.
Yeah.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. Okay.
The same one Angelina Jolie wore back in her day. That same dress she wore, the exact same dress.
Now, I'm not an expert on, like, America is a big country. There's a lot of people in it. I feel I can safely say, even for fucking woke liberal snowflakes like me, hot blonde chicks with big boobs has never gone out of style. I promise you, no man, no like heterosexual man would have an issue with that. No, it doesn't matter how, woke you are. It doesn't matter. Like Sydney Sweeney's very attractive. Nobody's denying that. She's got big hooties, okay, and her dress is skimpy, but it's an homage to her forebears. So great. This isn't a cultural revolution. It's a hot chick with big boobs. This has never been a problem.
Yeah.
This is not a problem for anyone.
Swear to God, man, these people.
It's like we're astroturfing outrage. Like, let's say that Miss Sweeney makes her appearance on the red carpet, and it's 6 p.m. on the button. 6:01. The right-wing media will be like, "Oh, did Sydney Sweeney flip the bird to woke fucking pop culture?" Like, what the fuck are you talking about, dude? What? Oh, when, where, how, what, why, when did hot chicks with big titties go out of style? I'm fairly certain it didn't.
Yeah. Yeah, she literally wore Angelina Jolie's 2004 dress to the Oscars.
Yeah.
And she cut her hair short.
Oh, no. No.
They're all up in arms about it, but she's literally paying homage to Angelina and I guess to Marilyn Monroe.
I am certain that she still looks fantastic. I still haven't found
she
the
sure
picture
does.
yet.
I'm like, she sure does.
Yeah.
I'll send it to you because I am looking at it right now.
It's weird because I'm looking at I'm scrolling through this whole montage or whatever. Not montage, but all the slideshow. How the fuck did I get montage? But I'm scrolling through the whole thing, and there are a lot of very good-looking women with big boobs that are showing.
Yeah.
I feel I can say with a strong degree of certainty, if I checked last year, I'd see the same thing. And the year before.
100%.
And every single fucking year ever that an attractive woman with big boobs is going to wear, like, she's going to show them off a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, I sent it to you.
Like, why are... How... What? I'm so confused. When
Leave the girl be. Just like when J-Lo
that's not
wore
even
her
that
dress
revealing.
no. Do you remember J-Lo's
Yes, I
dress in like
do.
the Grammys? That infamous dress that
Yeah.
everyone was all.
If you say the dress and the Grammys, people will know what you're talking about if they follow this stuff.
Yeah.
This isn't even like, yeah, J-Lo did it. She showed off a lot more than Miss Sweeney here.
Yeah.
Oh, well, yeah. I had to see what the whole fuss is about. Like all of the podcasts that I listen to, like specifically the political ones, have been talking about this. And
Oh Lord.
so I was confused because they were saying the same thing that I'm saying right now. It's like nobody has ever not liked what this is. I don't know when or where did you think that we stopped? And by we I mean like heterosexual men that are left-leaning types. Like we didn't stop. We never did. I don't know why you think.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe get off Twitter for a little while. God.
For real. Lord have mercy, some of these people.
Yeah, I guess going through movie stuff. Then on IMDb there was Oscars, the slideshow. All right.
Yeah, I just googled Sydney Sweeney Oscar.
I mean,
I found all of that and all the articles for that.
She's a good-looking woman at the Oscars.
Mm-hmm.
What else? All right. Last thing I wanted to talk about was Ramadan. It started on it was
on the 10th.
The 10th, Sunday night.
Till Sunday. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And it ends April 9th, I think.
Yeah, I have the first and last days marked, but this is my third year doing it. It's actually
okay.
It's easier this time. I think maybe because I'm feeling a little bit more my age, so waking up early isn't as difficult as it used to be. So waking up to eat a bit and then going back to sleep for a little bit longer, then go through the day and just try to zone out pretty much the whole time. I'm fortunate. I was in Afghanistan during Ramadan, and it was because of how hot it was, which is not that much hotter than it is here right now. But still, it was still like with all the gear and everything on, it was pretty rough. And because of how I look, I was perceived to be, of the persuasion of the local people. So anytime I did it one time, I goofed. I drank water in public, and people saw me.
Okay.
And I got in big trouble.
I bet.
I seriously did.
Because don't you have to fast or something for a while?
No eating, no drinking.
No eating, no drinking. For that whole duration, right?
Yeah, from sunrise to sunset.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I would die, literally.
It's for if anyone has ever done intermittent fasting, it's pretty much the same thing. The no drinking part is difficult, but that one I'm going to continue doing this as long as I'm able to. I'm not Muslim. I do appreciate some parts of Islam, like Ramadan. One of the key things that you're supposed to learn from this is it's a reminder of this is what it's like for people who can't afford to eat or drink whenever they want.
Okay.
So
gotcha.
You're submitting yourself to a little bit of a hardship when you do, because they're required to give to charity. When you do,
gotcha.
Do it, give generously, because you know how it feels to a limited extent.
Yeah.
So do your best to help.
Gotcha. Okay. That makes a lot more sense. Yeah.
It's it's because it's not such it's not a part of my personal religion or whatever. So I don't know. If I did really want to, I would just you know what? Fuck this. I'm gonna have some water. I'm gonna have a glass of water. Because
Yeah.
then I justify it to myself, like, well, you know, if I was homeless in Phoenix, I could go into Circle K and they would give me a glass of water, but they tell me to leave, but
Yeah.
they wouldn't refuse me a glass of water or a cup of water or whatever.
Yeah. True.
But differences in locations.
Yep.
All right. That is all. Rather than cutting all the outro shit, I'll just mention it right now. Besides this, I've been rocking the Ookie Spooky stuff, if you want to check that out. I did a really, really awesome interview today for Progressive Patriots regarding deported veterans. Like, yeah, that's a fucking
I want
thing.
to listen to that.
So
yes.
I should,
yeah, it is.
I'll have that out by the end of the week. A lot of awesome MMA and boxing going on. So lvxmedia.net, go check out the shit. You can find all the stuff we get up to. Oh, lvxmedia.net on social media. If you can't find it, we're not on it. But if you're going on to like Twitter or fucking Truth Social or some garbage like that, you're not gonna find me. So don't even try.
Yeah.
I have a Twitter account. I stopped using it a long time ago.
Same.
833 Lux Pods. Call, text, whichever one you want. It's anonymous either way. Questions, comments, concerns. I think that's it. So, parting words.
Just cherish your fur kids.
Yeah.
You know. Spoil them rotten, give them all the love, because you never know when their last day will be.
Yeah. All right. So to end with our millennial pantheon, I'm gonna save this one for last this time. It's so we're gonna start Fred Rogers, a good teacher to remind us of being kind to other people, being kind to our neighbors. LeVar Burton, teaching us to love learning and to be curious. And Wishbone, because he's a fucking gangster, acting it out.
Yeah.
Showing it's okay to be silly and to, you know, expand your boundaries. Life begins at the end of your comfort zone. Bob Ross, my personal favorite, teaching us to be kind to ourselves. But I think importantly right now, Steve Irwin, it's a reminder to be kind to animals, because they're our friends too.
Yes. Yes.
So that's gonna do it. We will see you when we see you. One last thing before we get out of here. The song taking us out is Motionless by the artist City Girl. If you want to check out more, lvx.at/city. Go support a fantastic artist.